Dude, I just want a robot that can roll my Chipotle burrito correctly. Um, because I actually tried to eat that shit while I was driving once, and it wasn't rolled. It wasn't rolled right, and I got rice going everywhere in my car right now. And I'm trying not to get mad at myself, but I'm mad at the person that rolled it. But my dumb ass, shouldn't be eating a
Eating a
burrito. And
burrito. Yeah.
I mean, hell, everybody can text and drive. I saw someone eating a bowl of soup one day. I saw a guy brush. I saw a guy, yeah, bowl of soup. Think about that. The dude's got his knee on the steering wheel. He's got the bowl in his left hand, the spoon in the other. I'm like, this guy is wicked as shit. Like, what a savage. So I'm like, I can one hand a burrito if it's rolled right. And so, uh, but I think when you look at this, how many great customer service, like forward facing cash register type of good experiences have you had in the last 2 years?
Yeah, I could probably count them on one hand.
It's not a whole lot. And it's a reoccurring theme on this channel, and it always will be because it's who I am. I never hated going to work, man. I had shit jobs. I cleaned medical offices in Detroit as a teenager. I rolled rocks up hills in 90-degree heat. I cleaned dealerships at 10 o'clock at night, just getting covered in transmission oil, and it was disgusting. You came out of there just looking dirty. I didn't care. As long as I had some music, I was a happy dude because I was making money, and I didn't want to be broke, right? Yeah. I started working at party stores when I was like 12, 13 years old, stocking shelves, doing empties. Doing empties sucks. You always get covered in a bunch of stale ass pop, right? I'm out there mopping the floors with my headphones on. Just, life's not bad. I don't see that much anymore, King. Go to McDonald's, there's someone staring at you, blank in the face, like all things in the world suck. Welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you? It's like, dude, if you smiled, you might get $2 an hour more. But I just got a prescription at the pharmacy, and it's the same thing. It's like everywhere you go, no one can just smile. They can't be happy. You know what it is? It's almost like you're inconveniencing them at work. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your fucking text message. Like, if you're on break, I'm guessing you wouldn't be standing in front of the cash register, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if I interrupted your break, then yes, I understand. But I'm not. You're actually getting paid to work right now. Problem is, we don't want to work anymore, King.
Yeah.
People actually get mad when they get asked to work at work. It's crazy. So why are we going to get robots? Because people don't want to work. What's one thing you wish you had a robot for right now?
House chores would be nice, but maybe somebody to do social media.
Oh man, you don't even want to do your own social media anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hire house cleaners.
That's
need
true.
A robot for that.
Well, this robot deadlifts 150, so maybe that it can go to the gym for me.
I mean, shit, it does deadlift more than you can. I see this trend where we don't want to work, and if any job is hard, then we start complaining about it. Yeah. It's if it's hard work, then it's a shitty job and it's shitty work. I'm like, not all jobs are meant to be easy. My dad worked in a steel factory for 30 years. It wasn't easy. But he's got an 8th grade education. That's where he ended up, and that was his life. He never complained about it, Kane. Got up at 5 a.m, took his ass to work, he put food on the table for his kids. That's it. We're not that society anymore. If we can't have it our way, then everything's terrible and it sucks. And because look how understaffed we are right now. Companies are hurting.
Yeah.
Places are shutting down. They can't make the money, so there's going to be less jobs for people to return back to. You're all going to end up getting employed by Amazon at some point. Well, then Amazon's going to buy these fucking robots to move the boxes around, and then you're going to have no job. And then you go, okay, then you're going to say universal basic income because we got robots to do everything. I think it's cool in concept. I think we got a little bit of a taste what it looks like when people got paid to stay home right now, and it's not too pretty.
Yeah.
But I go back to that commercial, and who knows how long ago I remember seeing it on TV. But they had some percentage on kids that play sports tend to stay out of trouble. And I think about, well, I don't know, man, our sports teams, we were all I'm not even going there. But and for the most part, you stay busy with sports and you stay busy with schoolwork and you keep your mind in the right places and you're busy doing productive shit, you tend to stay out of trouble. I'll tell you what, the people that don't go to jobs and they don't have productive shit to do, they tend to get in trouble. What do you think we were doing, hanging out on the street corner and running around Southwest Detroit at 2:00 in the morning? You think we were doing charity work?
Oh dear.
Yeah, fun times. Probably some of the funnest times of my life. But when you're not busy doing productive shit and you got free time, you get bored and you start getting into bad shit, right? You go get drunk, you do drugs, and people are out hooking up with people, and then you're doing all this stupid shit because you got nothing productive to do. So what's society going to look like when we all get to sit home every day? You think everyone's just going to go play golf, Kane, and do really fun and productive stuff?
No, and that's a really interesting point because you can see a world where all the more difficult jobs are done by these robots, but you're right. What happens to the rest of society? That's interesting.
Because everyone's going to sit around and say, "Oh, this is going to be great. I don't have to work, and I can just live my life and do the things I want to do." It sounds great, Kane, and until you realize it doesn't. It was a movie Wall-E that was for kids or something. I remember seeing a clip of it, and it was a bunch of like fat people drinking giant sodas, and they couldn't even walk anymore, so they're on motorized scooters. That's how I kind of see life in like 50 years. Because was it ever meant to be this way? If you go back thousands of years ago, you had to get up and hunt your own food and build your own cabin and make your own clothes. You had to stay busy doing shit to stay alive. Now we're going to flip that whole script and go, now you got to do nothing to survive. Everything's going to be done for you. So what are you going to, you can get bored really easy now. If you sat home for a year and you didn't have a job, you think you'd get bored?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You would eventually run out of TV to watch. And even then, do you want to sit on the couch 15 hours a day watching TV? There's time. There's only so many things you can do in a day, right? Every single day, over and over and over again. So when we start to lose that, when I say purpose, I don't mean that work is purpose. I mean work is a purpose in the sense of it's a means to survive. I have to work so I can take this money and exchange it for clothes and food and insurance and all these other things, right? So when we lose that basic purpose of providing for ourselves and everything's going to be provided for us, do you think it makes the world a better place?
No. And yeah, you know what else? It's interesting that you brought up the Wall-E example and the characters there, but like I wonder why, with more time, for example, let's say the world is filled with these humanoid robots. Like, why don't all the human beings become like Thor-looking people? Or why don't we all then just start going to the gym and it's a curious kind of like human condition thing.
So I don't know if you ever knew people that were, out of work for like 6 months. If you ever known anyone like that, you'll notice that they didn't take 6 months to get their mind and body right. They often end up gaining weight. Even during COVID, where we kind of sat at home and we had time to go for that walk in the morning. We had time to go to our basement and work out. We had time to do the sit-ups and the push-ups. We didn't have to get in the car and go anywhere. What did the average American gain? Like 23 pounds or something?
Something like that, yeah.
And I get it. Stressful, depressing times. That's probably what did it. But I personally, the people I know that always worked out, nothing stopped. They were still working out nonstop. Did nothing change in their routine.
Yeah.
But I also know most people that said they never had the time to work out. Now they had the time, they didn't use it to get in better shape.
Yeah.
And the same people say, I didn't have time to read that book you lent me. Yeah, the person's going to be listening to this episode. You haven't returned my book yet. You had 18 months, and I know they didn't have their commute anymore. And it's a joke between us. It's because we know that book's never getting read. Shit, I probably done. I'm just gonna go order another one on Amazon right now and get my copy back.
That's
But
hilarious.
it's we took it 18 months that we no longer had the excuse of I don't have time, and we got fatter. We didn't read the books. We didn't take an online class. There's a lot of shit we could have done in that time period to kind of get our mind right. And I know people with families that were saying, "Hey, this time was great. I just got to spend an extra year with my kids that I wouldn't have normally gotten, and I was able to like get my relationship better with my spouse. I spent more time with my kids every day for a year, right? And you know, the homeschooling was irritating, but their life actually got better. It's like a reset button, and they ended up kind of using this time for productive time. Unfortunately, I don't think most people use this for productive time, King. And
Yeah.
again, my dad didn't have time to get in trouble. He worked 7 days a week in a steel factory, and then you come home tired because you actually worked all day. You know, he came home, pounded a couple Budweisers, ate some Taco Bell, and went to sleep. Like that's he didn't have time to go get in trouble, Kane. And when you looked around people in my neighborhood, it was the people that had all the time that were the ones that were the troublemakers. And you just think about it, you're lonely, you go hook up with someone. You're bored, you go out with your friends and get into trouble, you drink, you do this and that. It's really hard to stay entertained all day, every day. We're so used to work tying up that stuff. And I just don't think everyone's going to go to the gym and play golf and travel and ride their bikes and do all these things we said we were going to do. You're going to find out most people sit in the house, King.
Yeah. Yeah.
The doers are always going to do stuff. They're going to travel. They're going to exercise. Those people don't seem to stop. What's everyone else going to do? We're going to sit at home. We're going to eat fast food. We're going to watch Netflix. We're going to look like Wally. Actually, when they do this episode, they should find Wally. I don't even know what that movie's about. I just saw that little clip of the fat people on the scooters with the sodas. I'm like, shit, that's America 2050. And it looks like it's going that way, but we should have them do the thumbnail with the Wally with the Wally person.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's cool that could we get rid of the dangerous jobs with robots? That would be cool. You know, my grandfather died from asbestos shit. There's jobs out there that I think we could have these robots doing that would save lives. There are some extremely terrible jobs out there that we could have robots do. But I feel like if everyone in the world is not waking up trying to make their own, city, country, state, everything better and contributing, everyone's got to kind of contribute to society, right? If everyone doesn't contribute to the place they want to live, doesn't it fall apart? Yeah. Or at some points, the robots are going to be like, "You ain't doing shit," and they're going to start offing us. So, a bunch of goddamn freeloaders, and then the robot's going to be whipping her ass. This thing can already deadlift more than you can.
It's also friendly on the left side, so very threatening, this thing.
In 20 years, it's going to have a Duracell battery, and it's going to be able to deadlift 1,000 pounds. And, we got a chance. So, I mean, you know what? For the investor type people that are listening to this concerns me because every time I feel like Tesla's in a financial pinch, they launch some kind of PR bullshit.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
It's always something. Flamethrowers. Like, there's always something that they're trying to. It's kind of like what politicians do. When something bad's going on, then all of a sudden something else happens to kind of distract from what's really going on. I always felt Tesla. It's a smokescreen, right? It's misdirection. I always felt that way. I thought Tesla was the goddamn smartest PR people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
They always find a way to what's one of those Vegas illusionist type people that they got David Copperfield working at Tesla right now. Because it's like there's probably something bad going on over here, but they're gonna fill all the news channels up and the Google search results with this. humanoid robot, and we're not going to pay attention that they're, missing their financial numbers by X or something, right? Or so that's, who knows? We'll see if that's true. But this is probably a sign that I wish they would just focus on trying to get like 5 million cars sold instead of worrying about flamethrowers and humanoid robots. It's
yeah.
I don't. Maybe it's a distraction. Maybe it's not. We'll see.
We'll see.
Until then, I'm gonna go have a terrible customer service experience summer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Then.